Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. We're going to talk about the shipping industry. About a month ago, I did a video entitled something like "Deflation is Here, Here's the Proof." And we talked about shipping. We've talked before about Netflix and Hulu and all those things, streaming services that are losing business rapidly, literally by the day, millions of people. It's crazy what's happening because people just don't have the money, right? Inflation is crushing the monthly budget of the average everyday human being around the world. But primarily we're talking about America right now, but it does affect everyone. So we're going to talk about freight. And I'm going to give you a couple of stories we're going to go through. It's absolutely astonishing how fast this is happening. And we're already seeing companies like Amazon coming out with guidance like things are slowing down. And it's almost like it's a surprise to everybody, but it's not a surprise to you guys, my awesome, incredible subscribers. You guys are awesome human beings. No matter where you are in your financial life, in that stair climb into wealth, you guys are aware of what's going on. You're prepared. You're not scared. You guys are awesome. So let's dive in. We're going to share a couple of stories here. So the first one is off of Zero Hedge. I'm going to link it below. It's entitled "Truckload Van Spot Rates Are Crashing at an Unprecedented Pace." It says over the past 4 years, man, Ninja, you are moving just way too fast. It says days. All right. Over the past 4 days, the deterioration in truckload van spot rates has accelerated, falling over 2 cents per mile per day on the FreightWaves National Truckload Index, line haul only. All right. It says in the past 7 days, van truckload spot rates fell by a little over 1 cent per day and almost a penny a day in the prior 3 weeks. And people, for everybody out there, whether you're in the freight industry or not, these are warnings. If you're ramping up your business, I want you to be prepared and aware of everything that's happening. And if you're not in the freight industry, this is showing you that the deflation is starting to spiral. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. All right. And this lines up 100% with the dollar whippet theory that I came out with last June. And we're going to start referencing that video because it's starting to line up perfectly. Okay, it says here, the acceleration in the rate of decline is remarkable. Guys, remember, I want you to understand this. You are going to see something like, you're going to see the word remarkable, surprising, shocked. But you guys have been following this channel long enough. You know that is not a shock to you guys, okay? But the industry are shocked. And that's the problem, is so many people or investors take advice or they listen to the industry professionals. And most of the time in any industry, they're not on the front lines. They're head down in what they do, and they're not seeing the big picture that's going to affect their industry. And this one we're talking about is freight. All right. Said the acceleration in the rate of decline is remarkable, especially considering the time of year. That's correct. May and June are normally considered amongst the busiest times of the year for truckload volumes, and early summer months rival the holiday retail season in terms of peak spot rates. Now, remember, it's not only the holiday season, but the reason why May and June is such a big deal is because everybody has something that happens every April or May. They get their tax return, and a lot of people, by and large, spend that tax return. So what do? They buy stuff they usually can't afford. Quite frankly, I know it's not you guys. I'm not talking to the masses. I'm talking to Ninja Nation. But they pay for things that they can't afford, right? And that's why Amazon's flushed with orders and trucks are full of cargo going back and forth, but it is falling fast. And I'm telling you, one reason is the inflation. The second reason is fear. We'll talk about that at the end, okay? It says the phrase 100 days of summer is used in the trucking industry to describe the time of year when beverages, construction, and summer goods all surge. This year, the market is doing the opposite. Now, we don't want to stay on this story too long. I'm going to link it below. We're going to jump over to FreightWaves, right? Again, I'm going to link this below. This story just came out on Thursday. It is entitled "The Freight Cycle Has Downshifted with a Thud." It says April shipments slide 3.5% from March, freight costs still at record level. So that's interesting, right? Now, this is what's going to happen next, guys. This is happening so fast. And I started talking about it, that I said this was going to happen in the beginning of the year, around February. Then we covered the first month when it just slammed down a month ago. Month over month, I think the freight index, the amount of shipping going on in the country came down like 21 or 23% month over month. That was huge, right? Now, like it says here in the title, freight costs are still at record levels. All right. So what's happened is it's stopping so fast. By next month, you're going to start to see those freight costs start falling dramatically because people are going to be vying for jobs. All right. Again, I'm going to throw out a shout out to Eric at Sage News. Eric is a freight broker. He knows this stuff inside and out, and he was an owner operator of his own trucks. And so he's been helping this channel out. Go check him out if you haven't seen him. Throw down a comment on one of his videos. The ninja sent you, okay? He's awesome. I want to help these smaller channels that have such great information. So it says here, freight markets cooled in April, according to data provided by Cass Information Systems. The prospect of freight recession is now considerable. You're going to start seeing that word recession coming out like crazy over the next couple of months because we are actually in a recession. We're just waiting for the pros in life to tell us, go back in history and go, yep, 2 months of negative growth. We're in a recession. I'm glad you guys went to school. All right. So a Thursday report from the payments management provider read, broad inflation, including higher diesel prices, which impact the cost of everything shipped, interest rate hikes, and a transition in consumer buying habits to service from goods drove the decline. Think about this, guys. Everything they just listed right there is going to get worse in the next 90 days. We know it's true because even the narrative of the Federal Reserve, we're going to keep raising rates. So like, great. So we've got inflation and interest rates going up. It's a double whammy. That's awesome. It says right here, freight shipments posted a modest dip in April, all right, down 0.5% year over year, but a 3.5% decline from March, seasonally adjusted, is more likely to catch the eye of industry participants. The report cautioned that more softness is on the horizon. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be, softness is not even the word, okay? This is, hey guys, just want to explain, it's going to get a little bit worse. You know, like things are going to blow up and implode. That's, you know, horrible. As comps get tougher in the coming months and the impact from production shuts down in China is felt, and that is the big story. I want you to understand. I wish I could explain it here. It's just, it's crazy. I mean, guys, I got sort of a, not a check, but a little talking to about warning people about the fire in Laguna, that it's, hey, it's not suitable for advertisers. And, you know, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Like, what? I'm even a full-time firefighter. I'm like, I'm talking about, actually, I am an expert on that. And it's crazy. It's crazy what you can't share. But this thing in China is so big with all those ships docked because they're, you know, not able to do business right now. There is about to be a, like, we're going to go from all these ships off the coast, you know, offloading to nothing. And you wait to see what happens. It is going to be remarkable, quite frankly. And that's what is exciting about this. You know what? Let's jump off of this real quick. I'm going to link these stories below. This is so exciting. And you should be looking at this as exciting. And it is an opportunity because you're watching a video like this on a channel like this, that is, I guarantee you, unlike most channels on YouTube, because people are just reciting their own book or just reading a chapter in a book, talking to you and then editing the crap out of it so they look brilliant, right? Very few people have been investors that are sitting on, you know, financial YouTube or anywhere on the internet that were investing before the dot-com burst and the real estate burst. Very few people have that kind of expertise. And I'm not like tooting my own horn, but I guess I am selling my own book. Point being is this: you are getting to witness this in real time. And since you're getting ready, you're not getting into any new debt. You're getting out of whatever debt you can. You're buying things of real value. You're trying to pay down your real estate or be smart with your real estate. You're buying precious metals because you see the currencies collapsing. You see all this stuff in real time. You know, when I did my first deflation video and I said, here's the proof, the Netflix, the subscriptions. And I said, okay, second proof, the shipping is falling, you know, and it's going to start to get worse and worse and worse because think of all these trucking companies. I feel bad for them, but we just had a trucking company in our town have to close its doors, 40 trucks. They just couldn't make it. And more and more people are going to lose their jobs, not just in the freight industry, but I heard a subscriber said her husband had gotten laid off from Ford just the other day. They laid off like 100 engineers. Well, you're going to probably see that in the news here pretty soon, right? The fact is that this is happening. It's happening fast. And you're going to see over the next 90 days how fast this is going to go from an inflation story to a deflation story, except for certain things are going to keep inflating, like the cost of food, the cost of fuel. Things that people need that they can't live without are going to keep going up, whereas the trinkets from Amazon are going to keep going down. You know, there's actually sales on Amazon. There's sales on the internet right now of stuff that people don't need because they're overloaded with inventory. We talked about this back in November. I said, when they get all those ships offloaded and you add all this inflation, people are going to stop spending. There are about to be deals. Now, this isn't the time to go rush out. This isn't financial advice either, but this isn't the time to go rush out and just go grabbing because it's going to get a lot worse. But that should get you excited because if you're prepared for this, you're going to have the greatest opportunity in life to absolutely go crush it. I got to do some videos on when I was flipping tractors after the '08 crash, when I just bought up all the heavy equipment from all the construction companies around here. And I was flipping it to people that, you know, I just traded the equipment from companies that were bad with their money to companies and people that were smart with their money. And it was amazing. And these are opportunities that I want you guys to have and go crush it. Not only because you're going to become wealthy and you're going to be prosperous, but you're going to go help other people. And you're going to live the greatest life ever when you help people. Like, it is the greatest thing. I get to go out and do some things today that I'm really excited about because of prosperity, you know, and we can make a difference. And so I don't want to get off my high horse, but I just thank you guys for watching this. You're the reason why this channel is successful. It's not me. All I got to do is show up, tell some stories about my past and finances, talk about the news. I show up. That's my job. You guys out there are subscribing. You're doing, you're commenting, you're sharing the videos, you're showing your friends and family. It's absolutely incredible. Like, this channel is blessed because of you. And I now have the greatest friends in the world. It's you. I love meeting you guys. Before I get all choked up, because I haven't done that in a while, I'm going to take off. The Economic Ninja is out.